at least probably with the coronavirus, what happens if we run out of salt and vinegar crisps? My salt and vinegar crisps are waiting there.
I can't actually speak because my mouth is too full.
I like to order those from Amazon.
They're very good.
Are you enjoying them then?
They're really good. Unfortunately, I opened them and then I realised she didn't want any. So, waste not, want not.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified of future episodes.
We're sailing, but we're sailing very slowly. We've just got the head sail out.
It's only
About 3 knots.
2 miles up the way. It's pretty chill.
It's a nice little stop there, wasn't it?
Really nice.
Let's see what Ollat Island has to offer.
Yes, a little village apparently. So we're going to have a little explore and a bit of a socialise.
A couple of wreck dives. Here we are at anchor off Ollat Island. The chain's in about 15 metres over there. We're sitting in about 25 because it shoves off. But it's pretty protected in here. It's all looking pretty nice. On shore at Ollat Island. And here are the welcoming committee. Yokwe! How are you?
James Bond is well known on the islands and oversees the local health centre. We went ashore to introduce ourselves and we were asked if we could help a medical team visiting from Majuro Hospital. They were undertaking a measles vaccination scheme, but unfortunately the island freezer wasn't working. Unable to refreeze the ice packs, the vaccines were in grave danger of spoiling. We offered up our freezers and managed to refreeze the ice packs overnight. How many yachties does it take to fix a solar system? Is it going well?
We're further on than we were when we started.
It's leaving the village. And there's another boat on the horizon. I say, I'm not sure we want company.
The new arrival into the anchorage was a beautiful, locally built traditional catamaran, bringing supplies to the island. The local boat left early the next morning, having delivered the essentials to the shop. Curtis and Rob then made another trip ashore and set to work wiring up the solar panels to run the shop's freezer.
So you went into the village to help them with some electrical stuff.
Yeah, we wired up a new solar panel for the shop.
And what have you come back with?
We have a couple of breadfruits and a couple of drinking coconuts for the day.
Well done. So are they pleased with what happened?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
It's working more than it was when we arrived, so that's a good thing.
Oh, result.
Yeah.
Lunch then a dive?
Let's do that.
Ollat Atoll has 3 shipwrecks. We had dived the Terushima Maru whilst at Terushima Island. The sunken wreckage of a Japanese freighter was damaged by a torpedo from a US submarine in 1943. It reportedly still has live depth charges inside, although fortunately we didn't find any. The Kaikou Maru and the Seisho Maru are sunken Japanese patrol boats and offered up a very enjoyable scuba dive. Both were sunk off Ollat Island during a bombing raid by US military forces during World War II. The Kaikou Maru was notable for the rescue and transport of the now famous American prisoner of war captive Louis Zamperini. On May the 27th, 1943, during a search and rescue operation, Zamperini's plane experienced mechanical difficulties and crashed into the ocean. Only 3 crewmen survived: Zamperini, Phillips and McNamara. Sadly, McNamara perished after 33 days at sea. Zamperini and Phillips remained adrift for a total of 47 days before being captured by the Kaikou Maru. Zamperini was then taken to a prison camp in Japan where he was incarcerated for the remainder of the war. For those of you who want to know more about his ordeal, the book, and later the movie Unbroken, tells his story.
Just did a lovely dive. Now we're swimming back to the boat. Oh, this is the life. Diving off the back of the boat, eh? Oh, I think I've overshot. Well, Friday night.
Yeah,
Sundown at o'clock on Double Trouble.
it's a stunner.
It's a bit breezy, but it's a lovely breeze, I have to say. It's very refreshing.
Yes, it's a wonderful temperature and it's been a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
It has actually.
Yes.
Well, we were just discussing that we are in the midst of coronavirus madness. The world has gone crazy.
It has.
It's the 20th of March today.
Yes, and
And-
pretty much every country has closed its borders.
Yeah, so it looks like we might be in the Marshall Islands for a wee bit longer than we intended to be, because we were going to go to Vanuatu and they've just announced today that they've closed their borders.
They have.
Cook Islands is closed, French Polynesia is closed, Tonga is closed, New Zealand is closed, Australia is closed.
Fiji is open but is likely to close.
So yeah, so it looks like we might have to extend our visas up here. And in fairness, there are worse places to be. And in fairness, it's going to be quite safe. It's just out of the typhoon belt, I think. They don't get them
Yeah,
very often here.
from a weather perspective, it's somewhat benign.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we're in their winter now, and in their summer, apparently the trade winds, we're getting quite strong northeasterlies constantly at the moment, and they fall away apparently, and it's very, very pleasant sailing up here. And from what we've seen of the outer islands so far,
Yeah.
we'd be able to amuse ourselves for the foreseeable.
The outer island laid back village life is fabulous.
More updates on those as they happen from the newsroom, but in the meantime, it's sundown at o'clock. You have a rum, I believe,
I do.
and I have a gin and what's in it? Coconut and pineapple.
Yeah.
Very tropical. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Ollat Island had been lovely. Like Taroa, it was littered with World War II relics, but it was time to move just a little bit further north.
Here we are, anchored down at Tar Island, in amongst the bommies. And we are the only boat in the village. Like a fisherman's hut here on the beach. Got their solar panel set up. And a collection of flip-flops. This is just before I have to apply bandages to Rob's feet. I don't think you've quite got the coconut tree climbing skills. I think you're going to hurt yourself. Oh no, he's done it. Oh, good boy. I had so little faith in you. Mind you, you've got to get down yet. There's one. Two. Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, lovely. You got any skin left on your feet? Ooh, that looked sore. This is Rob's new machete, everybody. It's not rusty yet. You did all the hard work, you get first drink. How's it?
Perfect.
It's hitting the spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yum.
after a long but very hot walk on the beach, it was time to cool off with a snorkel. We hadn't been in the water long before we had the privilege of a visit from a very laid-back zebra shark. The wind was forecast to pick up, so the next morning we set off south again to find a bit more shelter.
How's it going, honey?
Well, it's a windy day. We've got 2 reefs in the main, and if it keeps going like this, we're going to have to drop it all together in a minute because we're getting gusts of 34 and 35. So yeah, it's a feisty day inside the lagoon.
Well, it's 3 in the morning. And we are on anchor watch. We've just had a wind squall that has spun the wind around, and we're now sitting on a lee shore. So we've already floated over a bommy that we were a bit concerned about. It was a metre below us, so that was fine. But yeah, we have mana in front of us, and I'm not sure if they're moving, if they're lifting their anchor, and yeah, we're probably going to have another couple of hours of this at least. So it looks like we're going around the dial, which it always happens at night. It always happens with no moon. So we're having a long night. Oh, that's the engine's off. The noise you hear is our back transoms coming in and out of the water because it's still a bit rough. We've just had sustained 20+ knot winds on a lee shore. The wind has stopped or fallen off a little bit, and we're just going to monitor the situation, but hopefully it will swing back round northerly and we'll just sit pretty and it will all go back to normal and we can get some sleep. But for now I think we've still got a bit of a wait. Well, it's 6 AM. The wind has finally fallen off a little bit. It's still at a funny angle, so we're basically facing the shore. We have so far avoided bommies, but it is daybreak, so hopefully when the sun comes up, lift our anchor and get out of here. So yeah, we're going to try a different anchorage now. That was a very, very long night.
Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying our videos, please give us a thumbs up below and leave us a comment. We'll see you next week.